WPTV.
Something's coming for me. I can feel it.
Welcome back. The Doctor and their companions have been going on adventures in time and space since 1963. Now, in 2019, we have a new season of Doctor Who coming out and a new wibbly-wobbly trailer to break down. Joining me today is Zach, Nick, and Irma. How's it going, guys? Hey. So, starting with Zach, Doctor Who, as we have stated, started in 1963, so it has a long history. How did you get started with it?
So, interestingly enough, I grew up with my friends really liking Doctor Who in high school, and I just never got into it because I was like, oh, this is way too long of a series. And I started dating this nerd who got me onto the show. And he was like, oh, you should watch Doctor Who. And I'm like, all right, sure, why not? And now I've watched like all 10 series.
Even the original?
I'm working on the original right now.
What about you, Nick?
I watched Doctor Who since I was a wee babe. My uncle was always into it, so I've been watching classic for a while, and then I kind of took a hiatus, and then like 2009 I got back with the reboot, and I've been watching since. So,
Heck yeah. What about you, Irma?
So I just don't like to watch anything that gets overly hyped, because then that's too much pressure into like, oh, it should be good, and then after I realized it's no. But then my Whovian mom told me, you're gonna watch it or we're not friends anymore. I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. And after watching the 9th Doctor, I'm like, okay, I like it. But then the 10th Doctor's like, yeah, but I've been told it gets better. So it's sort of like, okay,
It does
I'll
get
try.
better, but that's also a really, like, that, usually people are, I'm a fan of the 11th, that's because I started with Matt Smith.
Yeah.
But usually the 10th is everyone's favorite, so that's
Yeah.
really,
Nice.
wow. So did you guys watch the initial trailer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, right when it dropped.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
What do you think of it?
I was really into it. It looked very just like action-packed and a lot of fun. I don't know, like it was a very well put together trailer. I will say that. Like they didn't spoil anything, but they certainly gave a lot of hints and clues, like with the Jadoon returning and everything, and that's like really awesome. I'm really excited for it, especially because I wasn't the hugest fan of Series 11. So the fact that they're like with Series 12, it seems like they're putting so much more effort and skill into it. It makes me really excited.
Yeah, I feel like it was just like a kind of rebirthing period with like the end of Capaldi and the beginning of the new Doctor with Jodie. And I think the new writing staff and the new production team in general is really trying hard now. And I think it was just season 11 was kind of just like
It was a new
training.
beginning.
Yeah, it was like a training period, and now I think they're like kind of getting all the pieces back together, and it looks like it's.
Because also, usually with every single Doctor, they all have their own personalities and everything. I know Matt
Right.
Smith was based off childishness, and was it David Tennant that was No Mercy, No Second Chances?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so like
Yeah.
they're still feeling out. It seems like they're still feeling out the Jodie's Doctor. I know how to say words. What do you think of the female Doctor?
In all honesty, I haven't had the chance to watch it because, you know, school, life,
True.
everything. But based on the trailer, though, it's motivating me to watch a lot more.
Yeah.
Especially how the whole color scheme is attracting me more compared to the 9th and 10th Doctor's presence. But at the same time, it's, as stated before, it's very action-packed, so hopefully it lives up to its hype, which knowing BBC, it's going to live up to its hype.
BBC either gets it or doesn't.
Yeah.
For a lot of people, as you guys already have brought up, season 11 did not do well with some people. But we also said that it was like a beginning of that one.
Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate a bit more?
Yeah, so I think it was just kind of like a training period because it was a whole new staff and new showrunner, and it's just like, you know, it's a turning over period where it was very slow. And that's why, you know, we're mentioning action-packed in this new trailer. It tried very hard to be character-focused, but it was just
The character wasn't there yet.
and and like all the characters that just hit on these like obvious tropes, and it's just like, okay. But now that we have them established, I think it's time for them to just fall into a natural groove with the new staff and the new set of characters.
All right. So what do you think of the guest stars featured in season 12, like Stephen Fry?
I mean, I absolutely love Stephen Fry, so I'm really excited to see what he's like what role he's gonna play, especially because he's in the first episode coming back in New Year's. So like we get him right away. It's Spyfall. It's like a James Bond focused episode, so it looks really exciting. And Stephen Fry is such like a great actor. He's such a British icon, especially. So like the fact that he's in Doctor Who and is spearheading back Series 12 is, I think, amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that, and yeah, I was kind of underwhelmed with most of the guest stars in the past couple seasons, but Alan Cumming was really great in 11. I think
I
King,
love that episode just for Alan Cumming.
just everything he did was just amazing, and but yeah, Stephen Fry is going to be amazing, and the kind of spoof of James Bond is going to be fun, especially from that first like glimpse that they showed.
Yeah.
So going back to the stories of season 12, do you think that the season will have an overarching plot, or will it be standalone episodes like season 11?
I'd like to hope they're going to do an overarching plot just for the sake of like, that was one of the things I wasn't a huge fan of with Series 11 because it didn't feel like it had a direction. Like I like the individual stories, but the nice thing that Doctor Who tends to do is that they have the individual stories, but
they're
they'll
all
have
connected at the end.
Right, they have like some sort of overarching thing that like is in the background and it just becomes more and more apparent as you go along. Not necessarily that Series 12 has to follow that guideline, but the fact of like having some sort of overall goal, whether it's a character goal, a story-driven goal, whatever it is, just something for the characters to go towards instead of just seeming like aimless adventures. Just because for me personally, I wasn't too into that with Series 11.
That's actually one of the main reasons why I got into Doctor Who, because compared to nowadays, almost anything, no matter what language, no matter what genre it is, a lot of it tends to be standalone stories, and that's what I like about Doctor Who. It tends to be compelling, it tends to slip into one episode to another. Even if it's just a minor cameo or minor detail, you still get a reference, and that's what I appreciate. So hopefully, in this new season, we get the overarching, however it's pronounced, in this season.
Well, one thing that might help with that is that a lot of the classic Doctor Who villains are coming back, like the Jadoon and the Cybermen.
I'm so excited for the Cybermen. They're really revving them up.
Yeah, and I hope. I didn't like how they did the Cybermen with Bill and with Capaldi, and I just felt it was kind of like it wasn't really the Cybermen, and I hope that they bring this new appearance of the Cybermen of more of just like a looming threat that kind of builds up and builds up and builds up.
Yeah, because Cybermen are terrifying.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely terrifying.
When I got started with Matt Smith when I was 12, them and the Weeping Angels. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Well,
but,
Blink is one of the best episodes.
Weeping Angels, oof. But anyways, so to end it, who is Oliver's favorite Doctor?
For me, I really love the 10th Doctor, but recently, just through watching a series like 9 and 10, I fell in love with Capaldi. I just really love what he did with the character, especially because it was after like the whole saga with the Time War was over and all of that was finished up. And just seeing what he was able to do with the character, like after the Time War was no longer looming over the Doctor, I really appreciated it. I also liked how his and Clara's relationship grew, because I didn't really like 11 with Clara too much.
Yeah, no,
I really preferred
awkward.
12 and Clara's relationship. The way like it evolved past like the maybe they'll get together question mark
weird.
thing.
Yeah, I think those are the 2 and 9. I think you might have mentioned 9 before, but just because like the thing with me with Doctor Who is the relationships, and I feel like the relationships are so clear cut with Tennant and Capaldi and Eccleston a little bit with Rose with them. Like it's very clear their objective, their overall objective, and their character motivations. And then with Capaldi, with Clara, and with Bill, the relationships were clear, and it wasn't like guessing like, oh, are they this? Are they that? Are they getting?
It was very
this?
clear cut. Yeah. What about you, Irma?
Meanwhile, I actually would rather prefer the 9th overall, mainly because he's merciful. He understands all the situation before acting, and that's something I see myself. That's when I try. There are days where, whenever I doubt myself, I try to portray the 9th Doctor in daily life because we need more of that in society. We don't need. We need more mercy. We need more compassion, and that's what I love about the 9th Doctor the most.
Heck yeah.
Fantastic.
I love 9th and 11th are my favorite, and mostly because they're very emotional. Anyways, let's hope that Series 12 will give us more amazing adventures in time and space. Don't go away, because up next we're going on our own timey-wimey adventure with the new Doctor Who VR game, right here on Press Start.